students, welcome back to our class that is International Business. Today we are going to complete two topics that is integrated local production operation and next one global ownership strategies. So 3.6 and 3.7 we are going to complete today in the class. These are the very short and small topics. Yeah, in the last class we discussed about contract manufacturing and assembly operations, which were also very small topics. Now we will go with the next term, that is in the integrated local operations and in production operations. So since the building of a plant involves a substantial outlay in capital, companies only do so where demand appears assured. Often, in many number of reasons for establishing factories in foreign countries is the primary reason is to take advantage of lower cost in the country, thus providing a better basis for competing with local firms or other foreign companies already present. So these are the things. That means integrated product and process development combines the product design process along with the process design to create a new standard for producing competitive and high quality products. So what is happening here? See, in the last class we discussed that how the operations are taking place, how the productions, when the contract will be there in the manufacturing, how the operations will take place, and how it is going to be integrated. See, what is happening wherever the labor cost is low, where we are getting all the resources, natural resources like water, land and building, and air, and dumping of the wastage, and electricity, low labor, and there is no any future risk, uncertainty, very uh, less or very low percent of loss of uh, money, lives, or etc. The companies are going to establish. So that's the reason they are targeting to the other countries to manufacture the goods to that, so that they can run into the market in the competitive way. Now, here the integration of new technologies and methods provide a complete new dimensions to product design process. And this process starts with the defining of the requirements of product based on the customer feedback while considering the design, layout, and other constraints. So why the integration is important? The integration for the new technologies is to provide a complete dimension to the product design depending on the feedback of the customer. So, for example, after launching a product, we have to take the feedback from the customer so that we can add the new features in the product. If I take an example of mobile, see in 2005 and to 2008, in this period, the no smartphones were there at that time. Only they used to can make a call, they can text the message, they can uh, uh, have a communication and notepad, a little like calculator was there. So in the mobiles, what are the features are added? Then calculator, torchlight, scanner, um, mailing, video calling, to take images, taking the pictures, uploading, downloading, mailing, internet came. Slowly, the technology is improving by taking the feedback of the customer while considering the design on it. So, by taking the feedback, they have designed the product in such a way that the constraints are matching and they have designed the product according to the process. That is the need of the integration. And once the final details are finalized, they are fed into a CAD model. Extensive testing and modeling are done to get the best product. So this is the reason why the products are important, why new and new products or features are added in the product, why the new technologies are introduced in the market so the people can take easily. Now, establishing local operations to gain new business. These are the terms. See, what will by establishing local operations to gain business means? Some companies want to build a plan to gain new business and customers. It is done as a local production commitment, represents a strong commitment, and is often the only way to convince clients to switch suppliers. So this is particularly important in industrial markets where services are available to supply are main factors determining product or supplier choice. Next one is establishing foreign product production to define existing what is happening here? It's nothing but companies establish a production abroad not to enter new markets but to protect what they have already gained. Changing economic or political factors may make such a move necessary. The Japanese car manufacturers who had been subject to an import limitations of assembled cars imported from Japan began in the 1980s to build the factories in the US to protect their market share. That is the main reason. Next thing, moving with established customers. See, moving with established customers means nothing but the reasons for setting up plants abroad. Why the customers can also be a reason for setting up the plants abroad. In many industries, important suppliers want to keep the relationship established in plants at customer locations, and when customers build new plants elsewhere, suppliers move to the automobile industry with its intricate uh, network of hundreds of component suppliers feeding into the assembly plants is a good example of how companies follow customers. This is the reason, because by seeing the needs, as I told you already, that as taking the feedback from the customers, you can able to understand what sort of things are needed, how it can be established. So by seeing the intention of the features of the product, by keeping this in mind, they will establish the uh, companies or factories in other countries. Last one is shifting production abroad. This one, abroad to save costs. The reason is companies, in order to cut costs, shift its production in abroad. That means to cut the expenditures. For example, in USA, the cost will go high comparing with China and India. And if I take in currency of Vietnam, Vietnam currency is very cheap comparing to India. If 1 rupee, Indian rupee is equal to 30, 37 rupees. Some extra amount is taking place in Vietnam, not 30%, more than 100 rupees above. I think so. I'm not sure about that, but the value is very cheap in Vietnam. So the production can be, if we establish the company over there, the manufacturing starting takes place. We get the low cost, low labor, low manufacturing for everything will be low, and we will get the permission easily from the government so that the production can take place easily in the competition. Next. Next topic is global ownership strategies. See, some companies enter the foreign markets through exporting, licensing, franchising, etc. Get the knowledge and awareness for the foreign markets, culture of the country, customers, preference, political situation of the country, etc. And then establish manufacturing facilities by ownership in the foreign countries. Baskin Robbins in Russia followed this strategy. Like in contract, some other companies enter the foreign market through ownership and control of asset in host countries. So companies which enter the international market through foreign direct investment, invest their money, establish manufacturing and marketing facilities through ownership and control. So the global strategy is one that a company takes when it wants to compete and expand in the global market. In other words, if I want to say, a strategy business pursue when they wish to expand internationally. A global strategy refers to the plans and organizations and has developed to target growth beyond its border. So what is happening here? See, in this, the strategy has been taking place. The companies want ownership, even though if they are started manufacturing goods in host countries or foreign countries. So they want the ownership so that they can take the decision on time. They can bring some changes in the product or in the administration, or they can take the change. They can remove some features in the product if they have the negative feedback, or they can add some features in the product. They get the positive result or feedback from the customer side. They can work. So that is the important. Owner strategy is very important. Now, so there are mainly following ownership strategies like joint venture and strategic alliances. The strategic alliances are classified into technology-based alliance, production-based alliance, distribution-based alliance. Already we have discussed this. Now, there are four main global strategies to form the global firms organization. They are domestic exporter, multinational exporter, franchisor, and transnational. So all these strategies pursued with specific business organization structure. The structure is there. Where we have to follow. These are the owner strategies, how the family governance will be there, what are the roles and contacts and directives will be there, what are the corporate governance will be there, what is the optimizing the corporate mixture is there, then ownership and owner partnership and owner train principles will be there. Okay, and owner identity, values, and goals will be there. Strategic principles guiding ownership, wealth management, then taxes and legal matters. All these terms are going to be fulfilled with the help of global ownership strategies. Now, see how choosing a mode of entry into the global market and strategies are nothing but first we need exporting. Once we started exporting the goods, then foreign production takes place, then we will get the ownership. Now, like decision factors can be taken. If we are having the ownership advantages will be there. Location advantage we can take, internationalization advantage, other factors like need for the control, resource availability, global strategies. All these things we can take the decision if we are having the ownership. Now, once we are having this, then we can able to understand to whom we have to export the good. What is the international licensing? What is the rules, responsibilities, regulations, procedures of international franchising? You should have to come to know. Knowledge should be specialized modes, foreign direct investments. All these things is included for running the global ownership strategies. At last, we will want to go to the advantages and disadvantages. See, a group owned subsidiaries like what are the advantages and individual brand, what is the advantages, disadvantages for these two groups. Like a benefit from partnering, parenting advantages like standalone influence. We are having the own group owned linkage influence, functional and services influence, corporate development activities will be there. When we are having an individual brand, relatively high degree of autonomy in brand management and business practices. So we can take the whole and soul decision, we can take the right choice. Whereas here we need the partnership, we have to wait. And what are the disadvantages? Difficult to achieve internal intra-based trust synergies, relatively low degree of autonomy, pressure to generate profits for stakeholders, danger to dilute brand image by divergence from core product or from within the partnerships. And what are the individual disadvantages? Like lack of economics of scale, maybe the investment can be very less, more likely to seek local partnership. They can get the only local partnership, but they won't get easily the international permission. Then danger to dilute brand image to overextension of production. It will be difficult where we can take the proper decisions. If you are having 4 or 5 partners, they can suggest that we can keep the review in front of us. And strong financial capacity and solid international experience are required for international level at international level. So these are the terms and conditions, are advantages and disadvantages for running the global ownership strategies in the market. I hope students you understand the concept. Please mention your roll numbers in the